Keith, welcome today at the races here on Sunday. Last day of racing in Maryland. We are off the turf today, but we do have those mandatory payout boards, of course, in the Jackpot Super High 5, the Rainbow Pick 6, and the Late Pick 5, Keith.
Yeah, I mean, you got something to target. It's not grandiose, but it's something, right?
Yes.
Super High 5, Rainbow Pick 6, so dive in. Get a piece of it. It's got to pay out today as we move to Timonium next on this coming Friday. So, unfortunately, off the turf today, 13 races carded, and man, we've been shucking and jiving and doing everything trying to get ready for this this card.
Right? Yeah.
We're here. The rain's it poured here about 6 o'clock yesterday after the races. It was monsoon-like. I hope everybody made out okay, but listen, we're on the main track. Track labeled as fast. There is some moisture within that surface today.
Oh, I agree, Keith. I definitely agree with that. I waited until the rain stopped before I left. Decided that off the turf yesterday. Quick congrats to Jamie Rodriguez on just kind of clinching that jockey leading title for the summer meet here, Keith. But let's go into this first leg of the early pick 5. In this off the turf, claiming 20,000 for the 3-year-olds and up, which have never won two. Now a mile on the dirt. Second wire finish here. Scratches in the 1, 4, 5, 6, and 10. We are going to take a look. Your top selection, the number 9, Homer Jones. On the outside, Mike Trombetta, Michael Sanchez gets
We're going to be real quick, these 13 races. They're going to get the Cliff's Notes handicapping version. Homer Jones, right, never been on the main track, but top side is Kozan. 17% with the dirt. Rowlers hasn't proven yet to be, anything on the dirt. None of these other ones have run extremely fast.
Right.
Awesome strike in good form, making those runs off of it. I think Mike the Bomb goes out along with Landslide is home. These two, I believe, will be the targets as they turn for home, looking for this 9-horse, making its dirt debut to pick it up from the top of the stretch home. Awesome strike. We'll run into it. King Swansboro, the 8, you have to pay attention to. Spitestown on that top end by that stallion. A little bit of moisture still in this racetrack. This horse has just run steady enough for me to go ahead and make a run. Back with Gina Perry. Ran a good race back last September for this trainer at Pimlico. A decent number that will work. 9827 to get you started. Let's roll to race 2.
Let's do that. But race 2 starts your early pick 4. Let's see what you have lined up for your ticket with us here today, Keith.
I believe my math is right, Callie. I don't know. Well, we're all over the map here. $20.
Yeah.
4, 5, 2 to get you started. ABC, fierce competition like that one in race 2. Race 3, we're going to go with the 4 and the 10, proven on the main track of both of those. Race 4, just go ahead and hit the all button. Anybody's horse race right there. Race 5 with the 4 and the 8. We wrap it up with P-Money. Stat on that one coming at you. And the big enchilada for Kieran, $20 for that early pick 4.
There we go. I love it. Let's talk about that race that started and that maiden claiming 12-5 for the 3, 4, and 5-year-old. 6 furlongs on the dirt. No scratches in this race, Keith. You go with the number 5 fierce competition in the barn of Hammy Smith. Blinkers on J-Ron Barbosa on as well.
I've chased this one a couple times from my man Jerry Romans and my buddy down there, Gorey Smith at Ellery. Hope you're doing well. To everybody down in Ellery, South Carolina. Yeah, the blinkers going on. I go back to the debut. This horse flashed enough speed through that opening quarter, kind of got in a little tight top of the stretch, but churned on. This horse has shown the willingness through the stretch in both starts. I like that. I think with the blinkers going on, we caught Hammy yesterday. Good second with Penny Loafer rallying up the rail with the first-time blinkers. We're going to see that from fierce competition. Barbosa, break sharp, just go, control it. ABC, the 4, loves to run second. 5 times, right? Seconds out of 9. Starts 5 in a row, actually. But learning to rate and bringing a finish. Yes, I've got some links to make up on ABC off of that race on the 28th, or 2 races back, I think, or on the 13th of July. I think fierce competition gets to the front and goes wire to wire.
5, 4, 6, 2. Keith Fustel, race number 2 as we move ahead to an off-the-turf event in race number 3. In this allowance, going a mile and an 1/8 on the dirt for the 3-year-old fillies and mares and up. Scratches in the 2, 3, 5, 9, and 11. Keith, you go with the number 10, Major Houlihan in the barn of Hugh McMahon. Tori Alba returns back off of a win.
I like the little protect move. Even this was scheduled to go to the turf. We're off the turf to the main track. So they liked what she's doing right now. That was a good effort last time. Prompting was firm through the last 1/8 of a mile. At every right, through quicker internals to lay down. Did not. You go back on the page. Really good race. Last June, Pimlico, a mile and an 1/8 Same distance as today, fast track. Chased that one around the racetrack when that one was in good form.
Yep.
I think Major Houlihan will go ahead and possibly prompt the pace or go. I mean, she's got the right kind of speed. She might try to go right.
On the dirt, I think she's going to go.
Yeah, maybe she'll go ahead and go, Cal. You're right. But looking in the rearview mirror, we're going to see Viennese Waltz, no doubt about it. I believe this is the half the cord maker, the one we've been waiting for off the layoff, has come back in very good form. Did get a little bit of a setup last time. Saved ground off of the three-prong duel, past the 3/8, worked outward. Grinding style. I don't think the distance is any issue for Viennese Waltz. Is she going to be able to be quick enough to run down Major Houlihan, who I think will get the jump on her? On-court commentator stays in. 6 for 18 the last couple of years with these off-the-turf races for Brittany Russell. Sources run 2 bang-up races. Not a ton of speed on the turf, but you look at the breeding as well. Uncle Mo out of a Curlin mare should like the main track, should like the distance on the main track. A little moisture isn't going to hurt. I just checked out the dam real quick. She was 4th in the Santa Anita Oaks on the go back behind. Stellar win.
There we go.
We got her start here in Maryland, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. All right. I love that little tidbit. 10-4-1-8, Keith Fustel, race number 3. Race number 4 stays on the dirt as intended in this claiming 12-5, which have never won 2. Going a mile, second wire distance here for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratch in the 4, scratch in the 5. Keith, you go with the number 3. Run for your life. Certainly going to be doing that here for Lacey Gaudette with Jamie Rodriguez.
Yeah, I don't have a strong opinion in here. Just taking a shot. And it was like yesterday when we caught the rider. Barbosa, remember, he was named on both of those horses, the 3-5 shot for Phil Cap, but opted for the first-time starter with Daniel McKenzie, and that one got it done. A little bit of a tell here. You got J-Rod. You know, when she goes and seeks out J-Rod, 8 for 28, 25, 26% over the last couple of years on the dirt. That works for me. Yes, questionable. Claim for 20. Hasn't been seen drop. I think it's just attack mode, trying to get something back. Run for your life. We'll have, I believe, some targets. I think last second Louis is going to be aggressively ridden from the inside to try to go ahead and go. Amani's Tiger will chase all the way. Maybe they hook up. Maybe Run for Your Life can kind of steadily progress and get it done. I expect Admit Nothing to run much better than what it did at Delaware in that race off the break. Just even. A slight little fade through the stretch. Yes, gave up some ground. Has to do a lot to make up to beat Amani's Tiger, but its best race was over at this racetrack.
Right. So 3-6-1-2, Keith Fustel, race 4. We go back to an off-the-turf event and race at number 5 in a claiming 30,000 for the 3-year-olds and up, which have never won at 2.
Yeah.
Scratches in the 1, 2, 7, 9, and 10. Keith, you go with the number 4, P Money for Jamie Ness, Jamie Rodriguez. You have, of course, a nice little stat for us here, Keith. Thank you for that.
Yes, this horse has not been on the main track since March, and that was on a sealed track at Aqueduct. It's tried a couple races on the turf. Real trouble last time. But look at this little tidbit. Jamie Ness, he wins all the time, right? The last 3 years, 9 for 14, 64%, 13 of 14 in the money. First off the claim and coming back at races that are off the turf. That's what you got today. ROI is 232. Positional speed, I believe in here. Big Enchilada, Great Kisser, a little skippy. I think they might be all a little bit quicker than this one through that opening quarter. But make no mistake, I think this horse is going to be able to ramp up, get position past the 5/16 going by. That race at Aqueduct, pretty productive race back in March. That winner came back to run an 89 in a 2 other than state bred. It's a pretty salty company. I think this one can sit the trip from just off the pace.
Jackpot Super High 5 races up next as Keith Fustel goes 4-8-6-3 in race number 5 and in that Jackpot race 6. Maiden claiming 30,000. Proper Jackpot Super High 5 race here. 3/4 of a mile in the dirt for the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. No scratches here. Keith, you go with the number 3. I feel bad for you, son, Benny Feliciano Jr. With the blinkers on, Johan Rosado stays on.
Blinkers on, LASIK's on, and I'm just another race where I don't really love anybody taking a little bit of a stab. This is a value horse for me. Bet down to 7-1 in debut. We liked this horse last time basically because it's a full to Little Miss Ray Lynn, who ran well early, topped in at 80. I think it was 5 for 9 overall. And Benny had been doing well with the firsters and a good ROI. But this horse got in a lot of trouble the first 16th of a mile, 1/8 of a mile. Flashed a little speed, got squeezed back, steadied back, shuffled. No running whatsoever there, but the blinkers go on. So I'm thinking a little bit more focus here, a better break. Might be able to get to the front and take a little pressure and go on with it. Because it was the same odds. If you're looking at the race, it was the same odds of rapidity. Yeah, I mean, was well in front of I Feel Bad for You, son. But I think those blinkers in the first time Lasix might move this horse way, way up. 6 horse, Rapidity, yes. Kieran's second off the claim. Ran real spotty last time out in that race behind This Is Good, who had a little trouble itself mid-turn, but got it done. Up close, dropped back, came again. We've seen this move by this horse on the go-go back in the debut. This one, if it just settles and make a run, I think it's going to be a major player. And the other Kieran horse for your top selection ran really well last time. Tough beat for Beach Cowboy. Video spotlight on July, what was that, 27th? I can't even read my own writing.
I gotcha.
I got so many scribbles here, Callie. But Beach Cowboy in here for Stidham this particular day. Takes heat, vied inside of 2 other rivals. Going to escape with the lead and is going to kind of get clear once they hit the 8th pole, just to be run down by Car Ride, who benefited from that spirited battle up front. And his Car Ride's going to work out. But Beach Cowboy, valiant effort in defeat. Coming back here should take plenty of play for your Kieran. It'll be interesting to see the early flow here because you've got a horse like the 5, first-time starter, Stormy Hollow, is out of the mare. No. Makes it a half the free admission. I believe it was over 13, but had a lot of early speed. You've got a firster coming in here for Claudio Gonzalez. Sneaky good works on the go back, slow things up a little bit late, but brings this Maryland bred down from Monmouth to try to get the job done first time out. A lot of ways to go here in race 6, 3, 6, 4, 7. You're 4, 6, 2, 1. Yeah. Lots of ways.
Reminder, this is a jackpot super high 5 and a mandatory payout for this pool here in race number 6. Keith Ustel goes. Keith Ustel went. Don't worry, don't go back, guys. Keith Ustel, you went 3, 6, 4, 7 there in that race. Race number 7, an off the turf event in that allowance, going a mile and an eighth now on the dirt. Scratches in the 1, 2, 3, 6, 10, and 12. You and I both end up with the number 9, American War Hero. This is going to be in the barn of Grand Motion, Kevin Gomez. This horse has only run once on the turf. Everything else looks pretty good. Yeah,
okay, and needs to improve a little bit. I think the most proven dirter here certainly is the 7, Crossland. Crossland has run against some solid runners. Shady Money, Margin of Error, Frightlin has made moves into those. Run big, has a couple wins on the main track, and those buyers kind of stick out against this group. But American Warrior, 3-year-old, might be improving at the right time. A little freshening off of that race on a muddy sealed surface at Pimlico. Down Workers Life Derby, and it's okay horses. Coming back, 3rd Lasix, reported first gelding. Now, Motion's had a lot more success with these first geldings on the turf. But I expect this horse to sit somewhere off of it because of the speed, like 4 or 5 off it, at least down the backside. There is some flow in here. You've got Save the King, showed wicked speed last time out at Colonial. Missionary, I think, will be close. Crossland will do the chasing and try to get the first run. Mile 8 works for this one. This horse out of a mare that ran well at a route of ground in a grade 1 at 2. So American War Hero, I think, has the right little setup here, a couple tweaks to make a run into it.
9-7, 11-4 for Keith Usel there for race number 7. We will be right back after this commercial break to discuss the rest of Sunday's card. Welcome back here in race number 8. Starting off that Rainbow Pick 6, I do have a ticket lined up for you. Press the all button twice. I never thought I'd have the opportunity to do that, but here we are. Then next race, in race number 9, I go with Gary Capuano MTO. That comes in off that turf event. But I understand you want some value for there, Keith. We'll discuss that in just a moment. 2 deep in the other races here. 3 deep in race number 12, $21.60 ticket. Remember, this is a mandatory payout here today. I think it's pretty straightforward. I just don't want to miss out on anything on those 3 horse fields in races 8 and 13. Do with that what you will. Starts in race number 8, and the starter optional claiming $20,000. 7 furlongs on the dirt as intended. Still plenty of scratches here for the girls 3 and up. Scratch in the 1A, the 2, the 3, and the 5. The 4 was a previous scratch, but is now an unscratch in Dunvegan Doll. Keith, you go with the number 7 on top. This is Mo Tuff, Mike Simone, Julio Hernandez when he comes down here to ride. He comes down here to win.
Oh, yeah, and he's put on some good rides to get the job done. Yeah, he had a big multiple win day a few weeks ago, but comes in for a trainer who's done quite well of late. Sneaky good off the claim and can move some horses up. And this is evidence right now. You see the improvement in Mo Tough. Mo Tough, I think, is going to have the ability to sit close enough, because I don't think she's quite as fast as the next horse that stays in. I think Haley B is going to be on the engine again. Was caught in between horses. They're pretty quick internals last time. But that extra furlong, back at 7/8 again for Haley B. But is she better at 6? I'm not sure. But I think she's going to be able to clear. But I think Mo Tough can kind of hound her. She ran a really good race against another nest horse and Peyton Elizabeth, quality 2 other than type last time out, only beaten 3 there. Shadows moves on. Hopefully can kick away and get clear through the final furlong. So 7-1, 6-4 for me. Bella Prima's kind of that chaser. In that last win, the field just kind of came back to her. She was grinding. Wasn't an explosive move, but got it done. So there's my top 2. 1-7-7-1 in race 8 of this marathon 13 race card.
Let's go ahead to race number 9. We're almost done, Keith.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there. We're now at the All Brandy, which is now, of course, off the turf. A mile, one-turn mile, second wire on the dirt for these girls, 3 and up. Scratches in the 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 12. The 10 MTO runs, the 3 MTO runs. Keith, you go with the number 4, One Silk Stocking. Ricardo Ramirez. Angel Rodriguez gets the call. We have not seen this horse on the dirt yet, but plenty of nice half-siblings that have been dirt winners.
Well, yeah. Well, this one did catch a win at Del Mar a couple summers ago, August of 22. And that's kind of the race I'm looking at, where it stalked the pace, 3 and 4 wide, was able to make that move. Now, this mare, she's shown the ability to stretch back out. Last time out, 3/4, maybe a little short on the turf, got a little trouble. But I tell you what, I'm looking at this race. Gold Digging Broad is going to do her best sending. Malibu Beauty, we know her game. She's going to be on it, just off of it, and Cut From Class definitely, I think, wants to go. And we're going to show a video in a second. I think One Silk Stalking, this horse has improved. If you're looking for a little bit better price, I mean, Malibu Beauty is probably going to be 4 to 5, 3 to 5, I would think. She might be able to spot just enough and go ahead and get by. If a little more she does stay in this racetrack, that's not going to hurt either when looking at the breeding. So there's my value in race 9, the All Brandy. But Malibu Beauty, I think she's going to be spying Cut From Class, because she's shown the ability to sit just off of it when needed. Classy mare by Buffalo. 11 for 37. Could go over, will probably go over 700,000 in earnings today.
Yep.
Man, and she doesn't mind it if the track gets, even wetter. 3 for 6 on that wet track. Video spotlight, though, of Cut From Class. We talked about this barn, the Keel Barn, and they've done extremely well over the last several months. Love the efforts from the runners. They look good. They run big. And how gutsy. I know this was on the turf, but she's got some zip on the main track, and she's got some fight in her. Watch this when the challenges come, leaving the 3/16 pole. Not giving in at all. Sparkle Blue, a real classy mare in her own right, had to work every step of the way that last 8 to prove best. Love the way she dug in there, and she's going to be sending from the outside, part of that pace, I would say, for a long while.
Absolutely. Race number 9, 410, 313, giving you some value on top for Keith in the number 4. Race number 10 is an allowance, going 1 mile and 16th on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. Keith, you go with the rail horse, and the band runs on, just like me. Evelyn Kelstrup, Thais Pustina, of course, her rider for every single race of hers, comes and gets back to the right distance.
Yeah, an excuse, definite excuse in the start. And Ash was down inside, field got away, just was not himself. But again, we get bandbox. We might get some showers. We don't know. But the moisture's there. Bandbox, they move way up. And he doesn't have to move up much. He's shown a lot of talent. I like this inside draw at 1 mile and 16th, a cleaner break. With just to his outside JD Factor and Disputed Claim, yeah, those two I think are going to be going out. Look for this one to stalk and pounce in this A other than.
Speaking of JD Factor, we do have a video spotlight on this Ricky Dutro Jr. Romeo Murat comes in for the ride here today. Let's look back at Parks.
Yeah, we're going to look at this, and it was not good. Got off a little slow, and then steadied along into the first turn. Here's that start again, a little spotlight. Just broke a beat slow and has to rush up in between horses. and then just kind of got
super duper ugly.
It got off its game here. Just, the rhythm was taken away. He started to look like actually I watched his other races. Like climbs a little bit, but just didn't seem real comfortable around that first turn, and just couldn't stoke up any kind of rally from there. But comes back, a good two-back number to go off of. Doc Sullivan, a next out winner out of that race at Belmont at Aqueduct. But J.D. Factor, I think, going out here 2 turns again, it's going to work. I think this horse with just a clean break can be on the lead or just off of it, and a major player in race number 10. Disputed Claim Quick will be part of it. Galatians, if you're looking for maybe that price horse to sit there and key around, it's later in the day. Galatians sitting there at 8 or 10 to 1. This isn't like any real big step up when you look at some of the company he's kept in those starter races. So that kind of equates to me. Last time out, the flow was okay, but it was a track in which the speed, Fightertown just kept on going. I'm going to call it a little bit of against the grain. I like this move. Third off the break. Should be able to draft in as those 3 to the inside have a little bit more proven speed. I think Galatians can make a steady advance into this at a good number.
1, 2, 3, 4 for Keith Fusel there in race at number 10 in that allowance. Let's go ahead to race at number 11 in the fine stakes. Now taken off the turf, going a mile, 1 turn mile, second wire finish on the dirt. Scratching the 1 and the 4. Crabs and Beer Skies Not Following You and I both go with Vance Scholars, who is the MTO for Phil Capuano. Tori Alba may be his day today.
Seems like I always pick Vance Scholars.
But that's, why not?
And he just hasn't gotten home for me. Please, today, Vance, get it done here for Phil Capuano. Yes, was ousted by Best Sugar Daddy Ever the last time they faced off here June the 10th. But I just like the consistency he's gotten into.
Yes.
I still think, it'll be interesting how he's ridden. Wicked Prankster, not a lot of dirt races on his form. Will he just go ahead and go? But Vance Scholars, again, I think he's got maybe a little bit more tactical speed, can get the jump and try to hold off the 3. Best Sugar Daddy Ever just didn't fire at all last time out up in PA. And I expect a much better effort return because that 2-back try was really, really good. 2, 3, 3, 2. Shorter prices. Somebody's going to have to really step up to beat one of these 2.
Agreed. Keith, let's go to race number 12 in that claiming 12-5, which have never won 3, going a mile and 16th on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratching the 1A Inspired Irish. You go with the rail horse in the 1 Pudge Boy Palace. Hugh McMahon, Tori Alba. We have not seen this horse since early June going the 1 turn mile.
I like the 2 turns. I like the speed. I think this horse gets right to the front and just keeps on going here for Hugh. What a hard man for Dad. Turf back to dirt. A couple wide trips that really kind of cost him. I think definitely cost him a win on July the 12th. So he'll be able to kind of sit back and draft in a little bit more. Avoid that wide trip from the 5/8. If you want to move out, leaving the 3/8 or the 5/16, do it. And that's going to definitely enhance that run. 1-4-4-1 for me as we wind things down here to the 13th and final
race of summer
kind of sad,
summer
isn't
racing.
It? Yeah. All right.
Before we get back to the Big T, but don't worry, we'll be back for some great fall action coming back in the first weekend in September. Keith, let's wrap things up here in an off-the-turf event in this maiden claiming 20,000, going a mile and an 1/8 here for the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Scratches in the 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Leaves the 8 in, of course, the 1, 4, and 8 3-horse field. You go with Oxford Union, Jerry Robb, Alexander Crispin. That's
it. Jerry Robb off the claim. That's all I got to say here in the nightcap. You draw outside. You got the 3-hole here. Has shown a little bit of speed. Nobody in here really looks like they've ever wanted the front end. Jerry Robb. That's it. First off the claim for me. He's done it for years.
All right. That's it. That's all we need for race number 13. Keith, you do have a value play. You scrounged up a value play for us, and thank you for doing that here in race number 6. That Jackpot Super High 5 race, by the way. Don't forget mandatory payouts on the Jackpot, the Rainbow Pick 6, and the Late Pick 5, 12 to 1. I feel bad for your son, Benny Feliciano Jr. with Johan Rosado again, but with the blinkers on as well. First time Lasix as well, right?
Yes. So you got a little bit of a double whammy. And talking about this was the same odds of Rapidity in debut. So, Rapidity, a major player. This race might just be as easy as Kieran with Beach Cowboy Rapidity. But I feel bad for you, son. It's got to turn a foot. It's kin to a pretty good horse in Little Miss Raylin, who had some speed. I think the speed shows up today with a clear break. We get that. We're going to be on the edge, and we go a long way.
All right, Keith, there we go. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for guiding us through all of these summer races here on the morning show. We've had some prices. He's given some fun. He's hit some. You've hit some wonderful value plays, and you've also hit some great pick fours. You're consistent with your pick fours. So thanks again, and we'll see you. You'll be up there at the Big T.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You don't even need binoculars there. It's it's really good. Give the eyes a little bit of a break.
You should do it.
Bill and I will be. We will be at Big T.
Can you? Are you going to do one from the top of the Ferris wheel?
I don't think I can call the chart from there. No.
Worth a shot, though, maybe. But we'll be back. We'll go to Dave Rodman for some more changes and scratches.
All right. Good luck, everybody.